Hey, welcome everyone. Oh, thank you for pressing the record button. Aloha and welcome everyone to today's Success Connection workshop on the UH Common Scholarship application. So the Success Connection workshop series was created at Leeward Community College, and it continues to be offered as a system-wide collaboration for student success since fall 2021. So before we get started with the presentation, just a few quick reminders before we get started. Um, We'd love to know who our audience is. So if you feel comfortable turning on your video during the presentation, we would appreciate that. But ultimately, it's up to you. You can feel free to ask questions if you have any. Pearl, do you have a preferred way of questions being asked?
Um, no, I think if people would post in whatever you folks think is best, either the chat or the Q&A,
Okay,
whatever is
yeah.
easier to monitor.
Yeah, feel free to throw your questions into the chat box and we'll be sure to monitor that and get them answered as best as possible. We're also recording this session for future use, just FYI. And then also, if you'll be receiving extra credit for this workshop, we will be putting a feedback form into the chat box, and that's how we'll know who to contact or whose instructor to contact for extra credit. So be sure to fill that out once you see the feedback form in the chat box. All right, so that's all of my announcements. So I'll hand it over to Pearl, and you can get started whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm happy to see everyone. I see some of you, some names who are familiar to me because you've successfully applied for some external scholarships. So I'm glad you're joining us here today. I'm glad everyone's here. So today we're going to focus on the 2024 to 2025 UH Common Scholarship application, which just opened up on Sunday. So I'm going to just dive into the presentation. And if anybody has any questions as we go along, please pop them up. I'm sorry, did we decide what was best, chat or Q&A?
Yeah, we use the chat box.
Chat. Okay, great. Okay. So just pop them over in the chat and just want to let everyone know that I do have a Google Doc prepared with all the links that I'm going to be covering in today's presentation. So if you also put in your email, or if you direct message me with your email, while we're doing the writing segment, I'll be sure to send you the Google Doc with the links. All right, so I'm going to be sharing my screen, and can you all see that, the UH Common Scholarship presentation? Okay, okay, so um, the the application that just opened up covers the next academic year, which is the fall 2024 to spring 2025 academic year. Just to let you know that if you do attend summer sessions, the UH Common Scholarships that are awarded do not cover summer. Just want to give you that heads up. Okay, so it just opened and we have a really hard deadline of 4 p.m. March 1st, 2024. That's when all your entire application and the names of your recommenders and any transcripts that are required should be submitted. Just to let you know, people who you submit as recommenders have a deadline of 4 p.m. March 8th in which to submit their any letters that they're going to send on your behalf or to fill out the form to recommend you for the scholarship. If you do have any questions about your application, we do have an email address of scholars@hawaii.edu. That's the email that you would address any questions that you have about your application, like if you accidentally submitted a little too early and you have some updates that you want to add, they would be the people to contact. Okay. So just quick information. Scholarships are gift aid. Um, that means repayment is not required. And scholarship awards are determined usually by the donors. They may have different criteria to select who will be awarded their scholarship. They're usually determined by either merit, which means, good SAT scores or a high GPA or certain accomplishments that you may have done in your academic or professional life. Sometimes scholarships are based solely on need, and oftentimes donors may request that you have a completed FAFSA to demonstrate need. And sometimes some donors will just specify other demographics like a certain major, ethnicity, or community service projects. So eligibility is pretty wide ranging, but generally most donors require at least a cumulative GPA of 2.0 or higher. Okay. And other requirements may be set by donors in order for you to earn their award. I know certain scholarships may require that people commit to community service projects or write an essay. Now, the UH Common Scholarship doesn't usually request that, but in case you do apply out to external scholarships such as Hawaii Community Foundation or Kamehameha Schools, you may have those kinds of requirements to fulfill before your awards can be released. But I just want to emphasize that legitimate scholarships will not request application fees or any monetary compensation. Um, just want everyone to go in when they apply for external scholarships that they should not be paying anything upfront to apply, nor should they ever have to repay a scholarship. So if you are interested in applying for other scholarships in general, our website, which I'll send you the link to, does have some external scholarships. And another really great scholarship resource is College is Within Reach. The Hawaii website has a bunch of different, not only local scholarships, but also national scholarship search databases. And of course, the UH Common Scholarship, which we'll go into into detail right now. Okay. So what is the Common Scholarship application? For those of you who have never submitted a Common Scholarship application, it is a single online application that checks your eligibility for a bunch of different scholarships offered by the UH system or by Leeward itself. All prospective and continuing students are eligible to apply, and the application will match you by your academic interests or your community or volunteer service, even your employment, if you or your parents are employed by certain scholarship donors, and even demographics or geography. Some are just require that you have a GPA of 2.0 or 2.5 or higher, and you come from a certain area of the island. As I mentioned, there is the hard deadline of 4 p.m. March 1st to submit your application, and this application is totally online. All materials are submitted online, including letters of recommendations that people may write for you. If you do include people's names and their email addresses as a possible recommender, they'll be sent a link and they'll be allowed to either submit a PDF of their letter, or they can actually rank you on a form for on the actual application. Okay, and that's just the website to apply. And again, I'll send you the link. So I just wanted to give you the heads up that if you are a community college student and you're thinking of transferring to Manoa next year, please take a look at the UH Manoa Financial Aid website because there are a couple scholarships that have a deadline that's earlier than March 1st. So I just wanted to let you know, check with their website for specific deadlines. And of course, the UH Common Scholarship is part of the, Manoa is included in the scholarship application. So if you are planning to attend Manoa and you just want to do the Common Scholarship application, you can do that. And that deadline would be March 1st. So what to expect, what you kind of should get ready for is that if you've completed any college level work outside of the UH system, you should order your transcripts now. Letters of recommendation really help, you know, bump up your application from, yeah, maybe just looks like a regular applicant to, wow, this person really should get a scholarship status. Um, the 2024 to 2025 FAFSA completion is optional, but in case there are scholarships that have need as their main requirement, it'll help you, you know, it'll help you be considered for those scholarships. But this year, the FAFSA is opening late. So it will be opening sometime in December. We do not have a specific date yet, but we'll be sure to let everyone know as soon as it's open. And you should also be prepared to write a personal statement about yourself, which we'll go into further detail in the second half of this presentation. And you should also expect to answer some optional essays if you see specific scholarships that match your interests or background. Some quick tips about completing the application. It's a good idea to start any of your personal statement or your optional essays as documents, like a Word document or Google Doc. And just go ahead and copy and save your application, copy it and save it to your application when you've completed all your edits. The reason we recommend this is because the application times out after 45 minutes, and maybe you've started writing this terrific essay, and then the application times out and you didn't get a chance to save it. So it's a good idea to do this ahead of time on an outside doc. Okay, and again, please order your transcripts now if you've completed work at any non-UH schools, because you don't want to have to pay rush delivery fees, if you start your application in January. And don't forget to save your application. You will be able to go back if you start your personal statement and you remember to save it. It'll be there when you can go back and re-edit it. And when you do save your application, your session refreshes for another 45 minutes. Another thing to consider is don't be too hasty to submit your application, because once you submit it, you won't be able to revise it. We've had some people be able to add on things like names of recommenders at the last minute by emailing scholars@hawaii.edu, but they will not do anything to update your personal essays. And of course, complete your FAFSA. And if you do have specific questions about your application, you can email scholars@hawaii.edu. One of the greatest tips, a lot of people are intimidated about writing their actual scholarship statements. And today we're going to go into how the Writing Center can help you polish your statements. So One of the main things about the application is your personal statement. There are prompts listed on the scholarship application itself, um, but also kind of start thinking of right now, what are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? How do you plan to get there? So let the application reviewers know what inspires you. How are you going to pay the your scholarship forward? What are you going to do once you earn your degree? How are you going to give back to the community or give back to your family? Um, just let us know what do you hope to achieve with your degree, and what do you hope to, for the future? Um, um, and also, please read and check your grammar. Um, we've had some scholarship statements that people just might have dictated it to their phone, and it's just one long run-on statement. It really helps the committee if you to understand who you are if you follow the basic grammar rules. We don't care about things like spelling, and we're not going to nitpick at your grammar, but just make sure that it is readable. And if you're not sure, if you want just someone to help review your statement, book an appointment with our writing center. Okay. And a little bit about letters of recommendation. Letters of recommendation can break a tie when we have candidates who are closely ranked for a specific scholarship. Sometimes some people can see wonderful qualities in yourself that you may not even know exist. And these are people like maybe your employer, your instructors, your counselors, clergy, your athletic coaches. You know, reach out to these people and ask them, hey, I'm going to apply for this scholarship. Um, I'd really like it if you could help, write a letter of recommendation. And sometimes some of those letters of recommendation are really what pushed an application forward to getting awarded. So please do consider asking people for letters of recommendation because it can really help you. Um, This is just a graphic, and I'll be happy to send this out to everyone just as a reminder of what just tips on asking for letters of recommendation. And again, people don't have to sit down and write a whole letter. They can actually fill out a form, and some people have written really great recommendations just on the form itself because it does have a space where they can kind of riff off and off of the questions that are listed. Um, it's a good idea to give your recommenders maybe a draft of your personal statement. Sometimes they may not know fully what your goals are, what you hope to accomplish, and this can help form their letter or their form, their recommendation form on the application. And above all, please don't wait to the last minute. Start looking around now and finding the people in your life who could conceivably recommend you for their scholarships. Okay. This I kind of already went through, but yeah, just make sure that if someone may seem a little bit intimidated about writing a letter, um, let them know that there is a form that they can just fill out and answer questions about you. And again, personal notes can really bump an average application up to an exceptional one. Um, and I just wanted to let you know that some people actually ask for a short interview with with the candidate, just so that they know exactly what to write about you. These are often like academic people, like faculty, counselors, but just be prepared to answer some questions that they may have. So just kind of draft your personal statement, which you'll get a chance to in the second half of this presentation. And so once you submit your application, um, you we will start reviewing applications generally during the summertime, April, starting in as early as April. And sometimes we don't have students to award until even as late as the fall semester, because sometimes we have to look at enrollment or other factors in order for a student to be considered eligible for a scholarship. So you may start seeing awards in your MyUH if you go to the My Awards section in your MyUH services account. Scholarships are paid directly to your UH student account, and if there's anything left over after tuition and fees are paid, the balance is generally refunded. And for international students, sometimes UH Foundation requires additional handling. So oftentimes, if you are identified as an international student, we'll send you an email that lets you know that you've been awarded a scholarship and if there are going to be additional steps that you may need to take. Um, and generally, you'll get the funds put into your account as early as 10 days before the first day of instruction, along with our usual financial aid packages, as long as you are meeting the eligibility, enrollment, and whatever other requirements that donors have requested. So thank you very much for your time. You can contact me through the lccfao at hawaii.edu if you have general questions about the scholarship application process. And I'll hand the mic over to Scott for the second half, and I'll be sticking around to check to see if who has sent me any questions through chat. So thank you very much for your time. Hi, Scott or Bell.
Are we doing Q&A now?
Okay. Yeah, we can do it if anybody has any questions they'd like to ask right now, or we can jump into Tasha's video.
Um, sorry, I was wondering where would you find the letter of recommendation form for the recommenders to fill out?
Okay, good question. It's actually going to be in the application itself. So let's say you list someone as a potential recommender. You'll have to have their permission and also their name and email address. And the scholarship application will send out a form so that they'll be able to either upload a PDF of a letter they've written or, go ahead and answer the questions on the form for you.
Thank you.
Thanks for asking that. Anybody else now? Or you can always ask me in the chat. And Scott, do we have Tasha's video to show?
Oh, I'm not sure. What was the video that she wanted to
Okay,
share?
well, I have it. I think I can bring up the link. This was the writing exercise.
Okay, got it.
Okay. All right. So it'll just take me a moment to find it and
Hey, Pearl, sorry, we can't hear anything.
okay.
Do
Okay.
you want to put the link in the chat box and then I can
Okay.
share my audio? And then which part of the presentation did you want to play?
Okay, sorry, it'd be just a moment.
Okay. And then which part did you want me to play?
Um, Sorry. Let's try it from the top, or maybe we it might be better for us to just send everyone the link, or um because sorry, Tasha couldn't be here with us today. It was kind of a last minute thing, so she wasn't sure if we wanted to play this or not. So if she didn't, s square it away with you, Scott, I'm thinking that maybe we can just send it to everyone.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Okay. So you're so Tasha did this quick video with writing exercises, basically to if people are kind of stuck and don't know how to begin their personal statement. She goes over a couple of exercises here. And again, she talks about what you should address in your personal statement. But if you also go to the actual site of the application, there are actually a lot of useful tips there that you can use to craft your personal statement. Um, and if I may address one of the questions that I see in the chat. Um, Someone is asking about the Native Hawaiian tuition waiver. That is actually institutional aid, and how that it's not part of the UH Commons Scholarship, but actually your FAFSA results help determine whether a student is eligible for the Native Hawaiian tuition waiver. It's generally an award that requires students to be enrolled at least for 6 credits and have designated Hawaiian ancestry on their admissions application. And generally, it's about $1,000 award, and the people who are most successful at being awarded that either have to show need as determined by the FAFSA, Native Hawaiian ancestry, and they also should submit their FAFSA by the priority deadline, which is generally March 1st in most years when the FAFSA opens on October 1st. So just be sure that as soon as the FAFSA opens, if you meet the other requirements, then do your FAFSA, and you will be considered automatically for the Native Hawaiian tuition waiver. So can the person who asked that question give me a thumbs up if she got the answer? Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any questions that we can answer now? Or, okay.
Pearl,
Yes.
I have a question. You know, the UH System app is available now. The
Yes.
FAFSA comes out sometime in December.
Yes.
I know it'll take a while for the students to do the UH app letters of recs, optional essays, but how will the UH System app people know that the FAFSA was filed? Because they seem to be two separate processes.
Yes. No, that's a very good question. Thank you for asking, Laurie. So what happens is there are certain scholarships that the UH Common Scholarship, the system people will give us a list of names for students who may be eligible for a certain award. And it's up to the individual campus's financial aid office to match those with the FAFSA results. So let's say there's someone who is highly qualified for a certain scholarship, but we just have to check to see if that person shows need as demonstrated by the FAFSA. Then we'll get that person's name and then we'll look up their FAFSA results and see, oh, can this person receive this scholarship? And if their FAFSA results indicate that the student comes from a background of, like, say, high financial strength, then the person would not be eligible for the award. But a person who demonstrates not as strong financial strength, then that person would be eligible for that award. So that's how the FAFSA is used to determine certain awards. It's done at the campus's financial aid office.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking. And I hope my the people that I see that always seem to come through with certain external scholarships. I hope you guys are working on your applications from those organizations, because I think certain scholarship applications besides the UH Common Scholarship are open right now. But please check out the links that I'm going to send to you in the Google Doc, especially that college is within reach if you're due to scholarship searches. Like to see some of your names on the list too for other scholarships, just in case you don't get anything through the Common Scholarship. Okay. Hey, Scott, do you have anything that you'd like to add to today's session?
No, nothing specifically.
Okay. Okay. So we'll be sending out the Tasha's presentation of the writing portion. And we'll also be sending out I'm going to send out the Google Docs from pearlknock@hawaii.edu. That's my personal email address, and you're more than welcome to contact me whenever you have any kind of question that I can help you with. Doesn't have to be about the UH Common Scholarship. It can be about financial aid in general. If I'm not the person to ask, I will find out who your resource should be.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pearl. And just as one final reminder, again, please fill out our feedback form that is in the chat box. I just posted it one more time for you. And again, if you are receiving extra credit for your attendance today, we will need to know your instructor's name so we can send them an email. So once again, mahalo everyone for attending. We hope this provided valuable information about the UH Commons Scholarship. Definitely get to work on submitting those apps. The sooner the better. And take advantage of all the different opportunities that are available to you, because you never know what you'll end up getting. There were lots of scholarships I ended up getting in college that I never expected to. And it was because I applied to these types of scholarships where you become eligible for so many. So excellent opportunities and great information. Does anyone have any final questions before we wrap up today? Yes, Pamela.
I don't have a clear hi, aloha. Thank you for being here, and thank you for everything you're sharing, Pearl. I don't have a clear understanding of how to submit my application, which I began working on today, at the same time as having to wait until December to fill out my FAFSA, which is an important piece for me. So how to navigate that reality.
Okay, so just go ahead and complete your Common Scholarship application and submit it when you're ready to have submitted. Like I said, when Laurie asked the question about matching the FAFSA results with the UH Common Scholarship results. So what happens is we'll receive certain scholarship awards, and these will be specific to different campuses. So our financial aid office will receive a list of people who may be eligible for a certain award, but they need to show need by FAFSA. So your financial aid office will be the one matching and saying, okay, does Pamela have enough need to match what this scholarship requires? And if you do, then we would, award it to you.
So submitting everything.
So just go ahead and
now.
submit your Common Scholarship application when it's ready, because we won't get the lists until after the application closes. So hopefully your FAFSA is done by then.
Okay, mahalo, because I did also hear you say at the beginning about going slow as we go into this.
Yeah.
Like that we cannot because we cannot revise anything.
Right.
To take our time.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Especially this early on, because something wonderful might happen and you might do something like, I don't know, something really spectacular, and you might want to think, oh, I should have included that in my personal statement. So there's not going to be any kind of priority deadline for submitting the Common Scholarship application unless you're planning to be at UH Manoa in the fall, and they require you to finish your application by a certain date.
And does that include UH Manoa in the fall virtually?
Well, if that's going to be your home campus, then it's going to be really important to pay attention to their deadlines. Okay. There's one scholarship that they have that's not related to the Common Scholarship, but it's called the New Warrior Scholarship. That one has a really early deadline. I think it's in January. It's really early. So go ahead and take a look at their website. If they're going to be your home campus for the fall, please take a look because UH Manoa is going to be really expensive compared to the community colleges. And we want you to get as much aid as you can get to help you through that, especially gift aid. And what's nice about scholarships is some of them do not require you to show need. Like some people, some of you may be closed out of Pell Grants because your family does have good financial strength, but some scholarships don't necessarily require need. If you have great grades and you come from a really solid financial background, then scholarships are the way to go. Thanks for asking though, Pamela. Anyone
Yeah,
else?
great question.
So grateful for all the information you're providing us.
Oh, sure. And if there's anything you would like clarified, please feel free to reach out. Like I said, I'll send the doc through from pearlknock@hawaii.edu.
Any other questions before we wrap up today? No? Okay, well, great. Mahalo, everyone. Just one final plug to utilize your writing resources on whatever campus you come from. I know there's a great writing lab or writing center at Leeward. We also have a writing lab here at WCC. So check out what resources you have available to you. I'm sure all of the tutors would be happy to assist and provide you with really good feedback. And the plus is that a lot of our tutors are also scholarship recipients. So a lot of them have this experience of writing these letters for scholarship applications. So just wanted to give that one last plug. All right, mahalo everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Be sure to join us for future Success Connection workshops. You can RSVP for as many as you'd like to attend, and we'd love to have you back. But mahalo and have a great Friday and the rest of your weekend.